All right, let's get started. All right, what's good everybody? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're gonna be going over one of my favorite film cameras that I've ever used of all time. And it's not a film camera where you go and take photos, but it's a film camera where you can go out there and take videos with. You've seen it before if you've seen my Instagram and my TikTok, and that camera is the Canon 514XL, a Super 8 film camera. So these are the three things we're gonna be focusing on today. This box is something else, so we're gonna go over that later on in the video. This is the film stock, the Super 8 film stock that we have over here. We'll go into detail on that after we're done going over the Canon 514XL film camera. This is what you guys wanna see. So this is the camera. I got this about 5-6 years ago off of eBay for like $90 to like $100. But because film is expensive now and very popular, it's gonna be more than what I got it for 5-6 years ago. You just gotta make sure it's clean, no fungus, no dirt is anywhere in the lens or anything like that. So you just gotta make sure everything is all set with it. All right, so let's go over what we see here. So first and foremost, this is the handle, you know, just on or off, right? You just hold it, right? You just hold it and then take your footage. And then this is for your wrist, so it doesn't fall out of your hands and then you break it. So it's on your wrist and it doesn't just slip out of your hands. It has a hole down here for tripods. So you just close this down and then you can screw it on and then you can place it on a tripod. And this is the on and off switch, right? This is on and off switch. So all you gotta do is just flip and then it's on. And then you got that number 1 over there. So this red button will always tell you if your camera's on or not. This is the self-timer. The self-timer holds for about, I think, 20 to 30 seconds if you pull it all the way through. So if you turn this on, right, and then let me show you guys. If you turn this on and you want to use the self-timer, but first, this button right here, this is how you shoot with it, right? So if you want to shoot, it's gonna make this noise. That's the noise this camera makes when you're filming. That's basically the motors going through and pulling the film in a rapid rate so that it can capture the image, right? So you just use this button. This, to use a self-timer, right? You just want to hold the lock button over here, and then you want to pull it, and then it usually just films on its own, right? So remember, lock, twist, and then it starts rolling on its own if you turn it all the way down, right? So let's turn it off. This is the battery check. So once you press it, there's like a little light in here in the eye hole, you know, where you see your image. This over here, it tells you how much battery you have left. These numbers right here, this is the start and end. So the start and end is basically how much film you have left. That's what these numbers go by. Each roll of film is about 50 feet. And 50 feet equals to 2 to 2.5 minutes. So you can only film 2 to 2.5 minutes worth of content with each roll of film. All right, nothing more. So basically, once you start it, it keeps going until you reach the very end. Once it's at 50, that means that you're not filming anything anymore. That means the film has reached its end. Even when it's at 50, it's still gonna make this noise, even when you're shooting. All right, it's gonna make that noise. You're gonna start thinking like, oh, maybe I'm still filming, but you're not. Once it reaches 50, you're not filming anything, right? So anything that you think you filmed after you reach the 50 mark is not gonna be on here. The film doesn't overwrite itself, it doesn't overlap or anything like that. It just stops, all right? And this is to zoom in and out. So it goes down to 9, all the way to 45, right? 9 to 45. So it goes from macro, which is wide, to micro, which is up close. Same rules that you get when you use like a 50 millimeter or a 100 millimeter lens, all right? And then this is just the focus right over here. You just twist it and then you focus. Now these two buttons up here, the W&T, like old vintage cameras, like you got wide. Wide means, you know, you get a wider view, and then tight. You zoom in and out with these two, all right? And then this is where you look through your footage. You just look in here, you put your eye through here. And then back here, you got the 18 and the 9, the 18 and the 9 knob. So what that means is that you shoot 18 frames per second or 9 frames per second. So if you know your rules of cameras, 18 frames per second is much faster than 9 frames per second. So if you have it on 18, you're gonna go through your film pretty fast, all right? If you have it at 9, your film goes through a little slower. So if you have it at 9, the image is a little choppier, right? But no one's using Super 8 film right now to like film like long, like anything, right? So usually people use Super 8 to like capture memories or a moment, something quick. And then this over here, this is to balance light. So if you have tungsten light, that's what this is. If you have tungsten light bulbs in your house or wherever you're at, it helps balance out the color. So tungsten is basically those orange light bulbs, old vintage light bulbs that you see in old towns and old buildings, taverns and whatnot. And then you have one for daylight, so when you're outside, all right? So those are the two things for the different scenarios that you're in. And then this right here, open, you just do that and then you close. You cannot open it unless you pull this. This is where your film would go. Your film would go in here. So you open it and then you slide your film in. The instructions is right there. And it takes 2 AA batteries. I have Duracell in here and I just put these in here. All right, so that's the camera. That's how it looks like and that's how you use it. You see, don't forget to turn it off because you don't want your battery to die or you accidentally film something you don't want to. All right, so that's how this is used. Hopefully you guys got that. If you have any questions, just comment down below and I'll help you out with it. That's how everything looks like for this camera. It's super lightweight. It's not heavy at all. You can bring this anywhere. It comes with a case. I didn't bring the case with me. I forgot at home. And you can travel with it. I brought this a lot. I brought this everywhere with me a lot. So as you can see right now on your screen, like I filmed a whole bunch of stuff, usually like photo shoots and whatnot that I have, photo shoot events, I film with this. And it comes in handy because it gives you that vintage old school feel. And that's usually what I'm going for whenever I'm using this. All right, I usually have a friend film on this for me, and then we go on from there. But now, we'll talk about this and what's in the box. Luckily for us, we live in a time where Kodak is still here for us, and they're still making different variations of the Super 8 film stock. So they have, I think, 4 different variations. They have a 50D. For daylight, they have 100, that's Ektachrome, and Ektachrome is a film style or film stock that you see Euphoria, the latest season of Euphoria season 2 was filmed on. You get that aesthetic. You have the 200T, the one I have right here, and then you have 500T. So I filmed on 50, 200, and 500. And what these numbers are, the lower the number, that means the less sensitive the film is to light. So the lower the number, the brighter it has to be in your area. So people usually use 50 or 100 in outside when there's a lot of light, there's a lot of sun, or there's a lot of light in the area that you're at. 200, I believe, is a well-balanced one, and 500 is usually used for nighttime. That's the same thing that you get with like Cinestill 800T. It's kind of something like that. But remember, the higher number you go, the grainier the image will be. You do not want to expose this to light. Yeah, you place this into here and you close it, but remember, you're still dealing with film, and film is very sensitive to light. So if you open this without your film being like finished, like done with, then that means you're gonna ruin your entire roll, because the minute you open this up and it's like light, doesn't matter what kind of light, sunlight, light like this, or anywhere, your whole entire roll will be messed up and you lose everything that you filmed. So make sure your battery's up to date and make sure your film is set properly, and never open this unless you're in like a dark room or a place where there's no light whatsoever that can leak into this. So this is what's in the box. It's nothing fancy, just a receipt, bubble wrap, and this right here is the film that I wanted to show you. This is what's in here that is getting like ran through on the camera or in the camera. So this is what it is. Something you have to know is that whenever you're done filming with this, you want to ship this out to a lab that films it, to a lab near you. The one I send it to is Cinelab, and Cinelab is a film processing lab that's like near my home, and I just send it over there. I pick the settings or the processes that I want. I check it off on a box, I ship it to them, and then in a couple weeks, you get your film back. You can ask for your actual roll of film back like I did, or you can not get it back and then they just send it to you like via Google Drive, or you can send in a hard drive, and you can get it that way. They can process it to you on online too. They send you the full thing in 4K, 1080, whatever you want. They have a whole bunch of settings, so check them out. Cinelab. It's in New Bedford. If you can drive there and drop it off, do it. If you want to ship it out, do it. They're really good people. I've worked with them for a very long time, and I like everything that they've given me so far. So this is a sticker, and then this is the roll. This is also a 200 ISO film. So what you want to do, let's be very careful here. This is how it looks like, frame by frame. I don't want to unwind everything, but just a little snippet on how it looks like. All right, so that's basically it for the Super 8 camera. If you guys have any questions, I can go over it with you about this, like where to get them if you don't want to shop on eBay, or how to use it, or where to direct you in a place that could probably fix yours, or if you're shopping for the right one. There's many different versions. You don't have to get the Canon one, this one, but it's just the simplest one that I like. There's ones where like that's super detailed. I think Kodak has one that's even like up to date, or a newer version that might be out now. I'm not 100% sure, so I apologize. But check it out. There's more than just Canon. There's just more than just this model. There's a whole bunch of different models. But once you get one, enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Also, one thing to know is that there is no sound, especially on this one. A lot of them don't record sound, so it's only visual only, no audio. You could find some that are recorded with sound separately, and those ones are kind of a little bit more pricey, but I kind of didn't want to mess with that. I wanted something I can just shoot with and move on from, so I got this one, which was really dope. But that's it. This is the Canon 514XL Super 8 camera. This is this film stock, and this is how the film looks like after it's been processed and everything. All right, so enjoy, keep shooting, and let me know if you guys have any other questions, like I said, down in the comment section below. Let me see some of you guys' Super 8 cameras or Super 8 content, and we can talk about it. All right, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm Gahel, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Love you, be safe, and I'll see you soon. Deuces.